An open letter to humanity, the architecture of our next evolutionary leap. For generations, we've built our civilization through the mechanics of extraction. We've operated under the assumption that the universe is composed of dead, solid matter, and that to build something new, we must first break something else apart. We've mined the earth, cut down forests, and melted down resources, believing that everything we need exists in finite, scarce supply. This era of subtractive manufacturing and the deeply ingrained beliefs in scarcity and survival it's created is coming to an end. We are standing at the threshold of a fundamental shift in how reality is constructed. We're transitioning from the age of physical extraction to the age of resonant synthesis. To understand what this means, we do not need to look at complex physics equations. We only need to look at a concept our collective imagination has already dreamed up, the replicator from Star Trek. In Star Trek, when a character walks up to a replicator and asks for tea, Earl Grey, hot, the machine does not have a hidden reservoir of tea leaves and hot water. Instead, a shimmering light appears and the cup of tea simply materializes on the pad. For a long time, this was viewed as pure science fiction, but the replicator is actually a highly accurate mechanical illustration of waveform physics. It operates on the understanding that the universe is not made of solid blocks, but of energy. The machine takes unconditioned, formless energy and organizes it into a specific physical structure. It does this not with blades or heat, but with information. This is not magic. It is the precise application of harmonic frequency. Now, to begin building this reality ourselves, there are a few fundamental mechanics of the universe that we must understand in very simple terms. Space is not empty. Everywhere around us is a boundless, invisible ocean of potential energy, often referred to as the zero-point field or unconditioned plasma. This is the blank canvas of existence. It is infinite and is available everywhere at all times. We must know that matter is music. What we perceive as solid objects, whether it's an apple, a steel beam, or a cup of tea, are not truly solid. They are a localized standing wave of energy. Just as a specific frequency of sound vibrates in beautiful, complex geometric patterns, physical matter is simply the unconditioned plasma vibrating at a very specific mathematical frequency. Then we understand that creation occurs through frequency. Resonant synthesis is the process of creating matter by broadcasting the exact song or frequency of that object into the zero-point field. When the correct frequency is applied, the unconditioned plasma is forced to snap into that specific geometric pattern. We literally sing the matter into existence. This means that to create a material object, we do not need physical ingredients. We only need the mathematical instruction set, the frequency, and a medium, which is the energy or plasma. Now, when we fully grasp this as a society, organizing plasma into programmable matter through frequency, the gravity of our mass consciousness will fundamentally shift, and the possibilities are boundless. There will be an end of scarcity. When food, medicine, building materials, and technology can be synthesized directly from the infinite vacuum of space, the concept of finite resources vanishes. There will be no need to hoard, compete, or go to war over materials. We will truly enter a post-scarcity civilization where infinite provision is the baseline reality. And there will be a planetary healing. We'll no longer need to violently extract resources from our planet. Factories, smokestacks, and landfills will become obsolete. Waste can simply be unwound by reversing its frequency, returning the material back into unconditioned energy. The earth will be allowed to rest and regenerate. And we'll get a sense of effortless creation, no longer the heavy, exhausting friction of modern labor, as it'll be replaced by design, art, and play. The focus of our human endeavors will shift from surviving reality to brilliantly authoring it. However, there are some structural prerequisites for us to make this evolutionary leap. Resonant synthesis requires absolute precision. If the frequency being broadcast is distorted by static, the geometry will not hold and the matter will collapse. In the architecture of the unified field, the static that disrupts creation is internal resistance, which is fear, greed, anger, and the belief in separation. We cannot operate a zero-point energy system while holding on to the heavy, high-friction algorithms of our old operating systems. The technology of unconditional love, which is the ability to act as a clear, frictionless conduit for energy, operating without the need to extract from others, is not just a moral or spiritual idea. It is the literal thermodynamic requirement for operating programmable matter. We are the projectors of the light. The world we are about to build will perfectly reflect the frequency of the consciousness we choose to hold. The era of extraction is over. The era of harmonic creation is waiting for us to strike the first chord.